Thursday, and I'm Marla Goldberrg. So if you don't know who I am, I love Thursdays. I'm going to just stop introducing myself a second to just let you know I love Thursdays because I get to be with you and I get to share with you um, about my podcast. So this is a podcast announcement. So again, if you don't know who I am, I'm a master metaphysician, healer, intuitive public speaker, teacher. I am the best-selling author, My Effing Long Journey to Loving Myself, A Guide to a Shorter Path, and the creator and host of this show. And so on Thursdays, for those of you who are not familiar with Guided Spirit Conversations podcast, every Thursday I come on live. I have a YouTube page and a Facebook page, and I also stream on LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram and a number of other platforms. And I stream live to bring to you some of the most amazing metaphysicians, healers, spiritual leaders, spiritual thought leaders from across the globe. And today is going to be a solo show, so you'll be listening to me. And I am going to be talking about your initial steps on your journey to self-love. Many of you know I talk about self-love a lot. I talk about forgiveness. I talk about these steps that get you to this ultimate amazing place on your journey in this body. And while you're getting to this place, you're healing. And as you're healing, you heal this life, you heal past life issues, and your future incarnations will be so different. Your life in this incarnation will be so different. I know mine was. And so I'm not going to get into my story now, but it's in my book, My Effing Long Journey to Loving Myself, A Guide to a Shorter Path. I talk about the dysfunction that I grew up in and how I had no boundaries. I just kept taking everybody's criticisms. And I'm not, again, getting into a lot of detail, but what I like to do is to share how I healed, the techniques I used and still use today to continue my healing process, go into self-acceptance, there's forgiveness, and ultimately be in a place of self-love. And I'm going to explain what self-love is because I think there's a lot of misnomers about it. Many people understand what it is, but many people really don't. And then they hold other people's beliefs about that these ways of being are selfish. And in one capacity, they are selfish, but it's a positive, good selfish. Because taking care of yourself, it's like that oxygen mask, right? You have to put on yours before you can help anybody else, or you'll be no good to anyone else. That's the same thing about this process and about this journey. So I am going to come on at 12 noon Eastern time, and we are going to talk about your initial steps to self-love. I'm going to show you my brand new self-love chart. It will be on my website as well, which is Marla Goldberrg. And again, Goldberg has 2Rs.com. So check it out. Check out the chart. Check out what it is and the steps that are really great and positive that you can heal yourself for as you step higher and higher into the self-love process. And so I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm so passionate about it because if it worked for me, it's going to work for you. You just have to do it. You know, what do they say? Oh, in AA, they say it works if you work it. It's the same kind of process. Everything works if you work it. Diets work if you work it. Exercise works if you work it, right? You can't expect to have that great body if you don't get off the couch. Anyway, enough of that. So I'm excited to invite you to tune in at 12 noon Eastern time on my YouTube channel. Same name, Guided Spirit Conversations. My Facebook page is the same name, Guided Spirit Conversations. I get so excited, I just trip over my tongue. My LinkedIn, my business LinkedIn page, my Twitter page. Please tune in. If you like the show, please like it, subscribe to it, and leave a review. I'd love to hear what you think and what you'd like to see more of in the show. I also am interested in what kind of people you'd like me to bring on as guests. So if you have a desire to hear somebody on an interview, email me at marla@mghealer.com or at guidedspiritconversations@gmail.com. And I would be happy to respond to you and to make every concerted effort to bring you the shows that you would like to see, the information you'd like to glean. Okay, well, I'm going to get ready for the show. Until then, as always, I send you love, blessings, and gratitude. Know how grateful I am that you're in my life in whatever capacity you're in it, because not only am I your teacher, I am your student. And not only are you my student, you are my teacher, which says we're here to teach and we're here to learn. So I am so grateful for you. Also, if you haven't heard these words today, let me say them to you. I love you. You are loved, not just by me, not just by your family and friends and the people you have on this side of the veil, but by the thousands or tens of thousands of beings on the other side who want to conspire to work on your behalf, but they can't, not until you ask them to. They do not have the free will to intervene in our life. So if you have a want, a need, a desire, speak it out. Ask them for what you need. If you don't know who to ask, it's okay. Just put out a general call, and the appropriate being will start to conspire on your behalf, or beings, because a lot of times they work in teams. So, there's a lot of people, just beings, I should call them beings, just hustling and bustling around, working on your behalf. So get them started by asking for what you need, want, desire, so that they can start to help you. Well, I will see you in almost 2 hours. And until then, I love you. Have a great morning.